What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. Weirdly, I actually went live on TikTok before I went live on YouTube. I was trying to get everything set up, and I kind of cocked it up there. So apologies, everybody that was following me over there. But welcome, as always, to the live stream. Wednesday. It's pretty warm, actually. Do you know, this time last year, I feel, was the time when I got attacked savagely, I might add, by Daddy Longlegs. So the window is open, my lights are on, so I'm going to be careful here. What I don't need is a Daddy Longlegs savaging me this evening. I'm not about that. So, yeah, worthwhile thinking about. Do you know what I mean? You've got to be careful in this day and age. The last thing we need is savaging by, you know, Daddy Longlegs that are absolutely out of control because of the weather. But man, is it hot here in the UK, which is not something we normally say, but it absolutely is. And yeah, I'm going to get bullish on that. Still looks like loads of people are driving past my house. But anyway, I hope you're all doing well. As always, welcome back to the show. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Do share this far and wide, by the way, if you're on TikTok. Again, if you can, absolutely share it and make sure that people are aware of it. That would be great. As, yeah, YouTube's doing that weird thing again because they're still demonetizing live streams from 3 years ago. I mean, that was literally one of them today. Was like, oh, yeah, you can't play this song here, 2-bit crypto, get out of here, we're going to demonetize this mother trucker, and it's like the first ever live stream I ever did. You're like, okay, good. You guys are amazing. So, we got quite a bit to break down, as you would expect. Obviously, we're bringing you the latest and greatest in cryptocurrency news, reviews, technical analysis, and much, much more, so that you are absolutely best placed. Also, by the way, we're going to try and pump the market back up again. I know some people are like, oh, the market's over. I replied to a few comments today on YouTube, because I always think it's kind of funny when you reply to some comments. People are like, oh, good video. It's down. It's dumping. XRP was like 2.5%. You're like, yeah, okay, crack on, you sons of chumps. Anyway, we'll talk a little bit about PCE. That didn't come quite as we expected. A huge, and genuinely a huge announcement tonight as well. We're going to talk about that. In fact, two like monumental announcements to make on the live show, as well as getting into the US jobs and sort of economic data and a few other bits and pieces, what we could see, as well as charts and your questions at the back end of the show. So make sure you've got those locked in and ready to rock and roll. So let's say hello to a few people. Tim, first in tonight. Welcome, Tim. Glenn's in the house. What's going on, Glenn? Good to see you. Mr. Craig, welcome. Swamp's here. Tomato Pete's here. 37's in the building. Welcome to you guys. Well, Cracker Jack, what's going on, brother? Welcome. Swamps here says, bullish on Daddy Longlegs. Absolutely not. Just for clarity, by the way, and for obviously people on TikTok, you may not have been here last year. I am absolutely not scared of Daddy Longlegs. They're just pretty big. Do you know what I mean? It's great. Turn it up. Yeah, I mean, it is pretty. Yeah, I mean, yeah. We're also potty training in my house, which is hilarious at the same time as well. So, yeah, Stu's in the house. What's going on, Stu? Cheese is here as well. Welcome to you, Cheese. I appreciate you being here, and everyone else in the building, including Tim Shares Spider. So shout out to Tim Shares Spider. And then welcome to Dimitri joining us on TikTok. Welcome, Dimitri. Peter Edwards joining us. Nana, welcome. Not my actual Nana, she's dead. Essa, welcome. And all the rest of the family that are joining us. And also, we appreciate you guys tuning in on X, but you guys don't really comment anything. So, yeah, anyway. Me, Tomato Pete, me. So, let's start, as always, with a meme, because I think memes are funny. It is always worthwhile taking a look at a meme. There you go. Look at this. 108,000. I don't need a job. Bitcoin is going to 1 million. 94,000. Hey, what fries do you want with that? I mean, it's so true, isn't it? People are still like in this super crazy world of like, oh, Bitcoin's still only at 94,000. I'm broke. Well, that was a pretty interesting meme to see that and start the show off strong. Do you know what I mean? Start the show wrong. Peter Edwards is back. Welcome, Pete. Ronaldo, number 7, as well as Mo's here again. If you've got any questions on TikTok, do feel free to drop them in the chat. We'll try and pick them up and answer your questions and anything. If you're brand new to this cryptocurrency space, you found the right place for you. All that I ask, tap the screen, lock in some likes. That would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, thank you so much, everybody. As always, right, LK's in the house. Well, welcome, LK. Good to see you in the chat. So, let's take a look at what's going on in the price action. Bitcoin right now sitting at around 94,300, which is actually pretty good. And so many people would have been like, oh, it's bearish. Oh, the market's going down. Altcoins taking a bit of a hit today. I'm actually probably more bullish on this market than I was yesterday. I think even though the data come in, it maybe wasn't quite what we expected, maybe not quite as optimistically bullish as we maybe thought, I'm still pretty happy where the market is. We could flip this green. If you smash the like button enough, then we could definitely see Bitcoin starting to push once again into the green. We are in this kind of consolidation phase. I think still a lot of people waiting for some trade announcements, trade deals, all that kind of stuff. Stanton's here as well. Good to see you, Stanton. So we'll keep an eye on it. I think we can push this to green, which will be good news. There we go. Look, see, we're already green and we've only been live for 4 minutes. So people say that we can't do things, you know what I mean? We're all over it. We are all over it on this channel. So as you would expect, we're just keeping it bullish. Right, let's continue on. So Bitcoin, you know, kind of continuing to move in a very similar pattern. There's not really a lot to talk about. We can chart it. It's the same as the chart was yesterday. This consolidation phase, which we can't really do anything until we see a break. What we can do is on the technicals, though, this actually looks pretty solid. Volume is a little bit lower, so we do need to just be mindful, by the way. We do need to just be mindful of where that volume sits. It is a little bit on the low side for a really strong breakout in terms of what that looks like, but still RSI trending. We're still looking for a bullish on the MACD. I reckon one more week we could actually see this move. So this is starting to play out pretty interestingly here on the MACD, certainly on the weekly. So keep your eyes peeled. That could play out pretty well. Casper up a little bit, 0.38. That's about as good as it gets across the rest of the altcoin market. Outside of things like WIF that's moving a little bit. Brett was on the move. Jupe, for anyone still in that, 2%. Aethia, again, 3%. So some good moves. Fetch AI, not something we really touched on recently. It is a sort of healthy proportion of the investment group, and that's starting to move. And then Picoin, lots of people still fading this. Is this going to be $5? Check out my video coming later on. That's going to break down a little bit more what's going on with that. So that is the standard crypto market. Let's talk a little bit about what else is going on. Look at this. Oil is at $57 a barrel. That is wild right now. Wild, if you ask me. We could actually see oil hitting a low, basically breaking this year's low, which would be pretty wild as well. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled on that one for sure. I think it's going to be pretty interesting as this plays on. Gold obviously sitting around 3,300, just down marginally on the day, and then you can see there the Nasdaq down. And actually, with the kind of news that came out today, this sort of PCE index report that came in, the view of the US economy that has slowed a little bit, then I actually think we've performed pretty well today. A flat day is a success day for me, if you ask me. I think a lot of nervousness would have been in the market. I think when you sort of see this bit around, well, you know, the market's kind of all right. We haven't really seen any sort of sharp declines. Yeah, I'm fine with that on a declining market. So, and like I said, remember, 94,000, get yourselves back into McDonald's and serve up those fries. So, let's talk about what a couple of people are seeing. Look at this. It's still ranging between 95.8k, 92.8. Just some key levels there for Bitcoin if that's what you're thinking about. No clear direction until a breakout occurs. Now, that's the important thing that we're looking for now. When you start talking about BTC, we want to see this break. Where do I predict the break to be? Above this green box. This would indicate for me a breakout to the upside, but I think if we break above this green box, this is going to start sending us potentially retesting those all-time highs again. That's going to be about 99.5, breaking 100k. That's going to be a strong move in my opinion, and would certainly then give us some upside momentum to come into the market. So watch out for that. We've got about nearly 4 hours worth until that closes down. Meanwhile, Tenkan, no idea what that is starting to move as well. But yeah, BTC taking a breather, but this range won't last forever. I think it's fair to say. We've sort of touched on that a little bit, but watch out. Again, a break above 95.8, which is hitting the green zone that I have on here. Then a full break above 99.5 could absolutely signify what we want, which is the breakout, and certainly then the push to the upside. So yeah, watch out for that. Crypto Princess in the building says, good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Thank you for that wonderful intro. Kevin Sexton's in the house. Well, good to see you, Kevin. Nelson Ortiz, good to see you, pal. Chipper's here as well. Good to see you, Chipper. Oil being so cheap. Love it. Love it. Scottish Crypto's in the house. Well, holy crap. Scottish is here. What's going on, Scottish? Good to see you, man. Appreciate you being here. Hopper's here as well. Always bullish on you guys. So yeah, watch out for this. This could be pretty optimistic as this plays out. Now, we've been talking about this for a while, and I thought I'd just double back on it just to give people a little bit of a view as to kind of what's going on. But the short-term holders. Vern, what's going on, buddy? Don't forget, Vern and I will be live on Hashing It Out. That's coming tonight as well. And we're going to give, I think we should give some bits away tonight, Vern. We're going to give some bits away because we didn't do anything last night. So you can get your chance to get hold of a little bit of bag of bits. Get involved. So make sure you're in there. It's going to be bullish. Don't know how we're going to give it away yet. Maybe we're doing Marbitz. I have no idea, but get yourselves in there. It's going to be good. Get your bits out. You know what it is, Holmes. So, short-term holders, year-on-year realized price. Okay, what's this chart telling us? Well, the Bitcoin short-term holders year-on-year realized price is currently 58%. In the previous macro cycle, levels of 165 and 144 coincided with price peaks at 70 and 100k, respectively, after which active profit taking occurred. For the year-on-year to rise from 58 to 140 percentage points, Bitcoin would need to reach approximately 171k at the current price of 94,000. PS all models are wrong. but some are useful. Okay, what is this actually telling us? It's worthwhile sort of breaking it down and sort of understanding a little bit more as to what's going on in here, by the way. So what it's telling us here is short-term holders generally start to increase and coincides with stronger moves. You can see this here. The big purple line is the short-term realized price, i.e. when they start to sell and what that looks like. And this coincides once again with long-term holders. If you look at long-term holders continuing to hold, this obviously is very bullish in terms of that optimism and how that's going to play out. So what this is telling us is history generally rules. The historical rule for this is as short-term holders stop selling, then we see uptrending price of Bitcoin. I think that's fair to say. Coincided with long-term holders accumulating, which we touched on yesterday. And we're absolutely in that place. We're not in a world right now where I believe we've got anything going the other way. I'm not in a world where I think that we're seeing the kind of bigger sell-offs that I think a lot of people are sort of anticipating, maybe expecting. I don't really know, but we're sort of not in that place, in my opinion. I think we're very much away from that. We know that we've been seeing some bigger buys, again, institutions coming in. Maybe not as crazy as maybe we've seen over the course of the last few days, but certainly strong nevertheless. Bitcoin exchange balance, FYI, just giving you some chart analysis on this, dropping to a 5-year low. It's pretty interesting. While at the same time, MicroStrategy stacking more BTC, ETFs are stacking, and sovereign wealth is circulating, and there's lots of speculation and lots of views going on right now as to, you know, people making a play for it, stacking bags, whales moving cash capital around. All pretty interesting if you ask me. So, you know, this is kind of one of those ones where it's like, yeah, Bitcoin is declining on exchanges. So if you are thinking about getting into something or you're fancying grabbing a bag, well, time might be running out. Time might be running out. You double down on the fact that institutions continue to buy. BlackRock buying another 2,200 Bitcoin today, taking their total 7-day week. It's 25,430 Bitcoin. That's a substantial amount of Bitcoin, as is things like ARC21 at nearly 5,000 Bitcoin, 441 on CoinShares, the Valkyrie Bitcoin fund. Pretty interesting in there as well. So, you know, you could argue right now, lots of people are stacking, lots of institutions are making sure that they are absolutely bags packed and ready to rock and roll. So, yeah, pretty interesting. And like we said, if you are bullish on the market, hit the like button if you're on YouTube. Also, don't forget to hit the follow button if you're on X. And by the way, TikTokers, tap that screen and lock some likes in. Appreciate that. And again, if you want to see the price of Bitcoin go up, you know what to do. It's easy. Motto, what's going on? Says, good day, everyone. Khalid's in the house. Well, what's going on, Khalid? Good to see you. Selmo's here. What's going on, Selmo? Appreciate you guys tuning in as always. Like I said, don't be shy. Give the like button a try. It literally makes your day better and obviously sends the price of Bitcoin higher. So look, 94.5. It's already up $400 since we went live. Don't absolutely, you know, all rush to be... I don't know what I'm saying here, but anyway, move on. My bags are the full to the zipper, bro. Let's go, Rick. Right, let's break down some pretty interesting news. Let's talk about a couple of coins. Look at this. XRP holding at 1.5%. Watch out. This one could start getting wild. I talked about this. And in fact, if you'd caught my video, I think Monday, maybe Sunday night actually, but maybe Monday. And I said about XRP and I was like, watch out for something this week. I absolutely believe something is coming. I was very much in a world where I'm like, it feels like there could be something around the corner. Well, guess what? Breaking news right now. A huge surprise in that Ripple made an offer to acquire Circle, the company behind USDC. This is wild. Now, $4 to $5 billion was what was put on the table. Declined, I might add, by Circle. So, yeah, they absolutely rejected it, between 4 and 5 billion. Now, why is this important, though? This is the question that many people need to ask, and probably many people can't answer. I'm going to give you my view, by the way. I don't fully understand the theory behind it, but I can certainly give you a take on it, in my opinion, okay? Because you would argue and say, well, they don't need USDC. It's not about USDC, this, because they've got RLUSD. So it's a bit like, well, why would they go through the whole process of making RLUSD to then just to go and buy Circle? Well, we have to understand what Circle does as a macro company that's not just a USDC stablecoin, right? That's kind of where you've got to get to. And then as you start to walk through this, it's sort of, in my opinion, all falls into a pretty interesting standpoint. Okay, let's walk through it. So Circle generally is about moving money, all right? So whether that be through USDC or whatever it is, but it's ultimately moving money through a modern infrastructure, i.e. the blockchain. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So modern infrastructure for leading innovators. Look at some of the companies they're partnered with. MoneyGram. Now, MoneyGram's a pretty big company. Stripe obviously does lots of global and e-commerce transactions. Standard Charter. Obviously, the crypto bits we know. We know that most exchanges has USDC. We know that they're doing, but these are a big deal. MoneyGram and Stripe are massive. And is that the reason they want to get into him? Well, the most licensed stablecoin company in the world. Okay, well, that then gives them a significant trend. Look at this. In terms of the US, just to give you some examples, by the way, it's licensed in 46 states. And yes, you may think, why? Well, look at that. MTL licenses, as in money transfer licenses. And then these go across the European Union. They go across in the UK, as well as Singapore, United Arab Emirates, Bermuda, Canada, and Japan. Pretty interesting. Real-time settlements, as well as global scales, and put security first. All massive ticks in the box if you want to truly send your cryptocurrency global. And the reality here is, this is why I think they're going to try and get it. It's not about the USDC stablecoin. It is about this. It is about the fact that they are partnered up with some of these huge companies that move substantial amounts of capital around the globe. It is all, in my opinion, aligned to the global payment system that they want to interact and they want to build and they want to launch. If you are still in a world where you truly believe that XRP is a complete scam and it's going nowhere, I do genuinely feel sorry for you. I absolutely do genuinely feel sorry for you. I think this is a moment in time where I believe if you don't have a bit of skin in the game, I think you just miss out. That's my view. Many people disagree with me. I'm sure many people will say that I'm talking nonsense, but that is my view. All right? That is my view. So, yeah, pretty big. It's pretty big news, and I think a lot of people are incredibly bullish on how this is going to play out. I think a lot of people are talking very positively how this is going to play out. And like we said, you got to be in it to win it. Just my opinion. New strategy. I'm putting in BTC longs before the show starts, then watch the price increase with every like added. Mark, it's a pretty good idea. I'm kidding, by the way. XRP is now supporting MetaMask via the XRPL EVM sidechain. Yeah, that EVM sidechain, they've been working on that for a long, long time as well. So, like I said, it's all, in my opinion, it's all kind of coming together, really. It's all kind of coming together. Hopefully some big XRP volume coming tomorrow. Yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed we see that. That would be good. What's going on in the dark? Good to see Mark Noby. Welcome as always. XRP is good. MoneyGram used to be partnered with Ripple. There we go. I mean, that's wild as well, isn't it? I can't remember the exact amount of money that flows for it, but it is a substantial amount. Let's try and find out. MoneyGram, MoneyGram volume. Let's do volume. That probably makes sense. What does it do? Volume. MoneyGram processes over 200 billion USD annually and serving more than 50 million people in over 200 countries and territories. The company's digital transactions now account for 50% of its money transfer business. Wow, that's a pretty big business. So you've got Silk Road, not Silk Road. I mean Silk Road. Hidden Road doing like potentially 1.5 trillion all there. I think the number is actually about 3 trillion that runs through that. You've got 200 billion that might be running through MoneyGram. Stripe. Anyone know what Stripe does? That's a lot of e-commerce, isn't it? Stripe payments volume. Let's have a look and see what that does. 1.4 trillion. Get hellfire. 38% increase on the year. Equivalent to 1.3% of the global GDP. Man, holy crap. Then this could be, I mean, I don't know what NU is. I haven't got sure, but even Stripe at, 1.3 trillion. Man, that's like $4.5 trillion running through a couple of these big partners. That's pretty big money. You think about that running through the XRPL as well, potentially, if that's where they went with it. So, yeah, I think people haven't quite got the gravitas of what this is all about, but I think it's pretty bullish if you ask me. And am I surprised? No. Is it, again, just my view and the alignment? I believe that they are really going to push for a truly decentralized global payment system. Yes, absolutely. I'm in that place this year. Like I said, I'm probably not going to be convinced otherwise. I truly think if you don't have skin in the game for XRP, you will miss out. That's just my personal opinion. Many people will either believe me or not. That's fine. You can do what you want to do with your money. But again, that's my personal opinion. So let me know what you guys think in the chat as always. Come on, chat. Go on, chat. Get chatty. Also, you guys on TikTok, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. It's pretty dark, actually, on TikTok. Let me just turn the... Oh, that's better. That's way better, actually. It's way better, although I can see my finger on the screen. XRP is a little more bullish than most people think. I think, yeah, I agree, Tim. I agree. I believe you. Let's get it, cheese. Let's get it. So, yeah, I think that's pretty good news. Keep your eyes peeled. This one, I think, isn't over yet. Bro, you got a new mic, no? I've had this mic for ages. Why? I think what I do need to do. I thought about this earlier. I don't know if I've actually turned down. I thought when I was listening back to a live stream, and it was really horrible and crackly. So I'm going to turn down. Boo. That's better. Right, okay, cool. Cool. That's better. Hopefully you can hear me. Looks new and shiny. Must have dusted it. Don't know. Maybe. Right. Who wants to hit? So this is obviously bullish news number one. This is obviously pretty Pretty big news, actually. Pretty big news, if you ask me. One of which I think a lot of people are incredibly bullish on. Incredibly bullish on. And yeah, like, you know, it's all good in the hood, in my opinion. So also, I've got some other big news to announce. I got offered a job today. All right, I got offered a job today. This isn't a joke, by the way. Let's bring the Bitcoin chart back up again, just so we can keep an eye on what's going on. But I got offered a job, a unique job actually, and I've saved the tweet. I'm not going to open it fully because I think it's important to just reference it. But got a job offer. It's from Ruth. Ruth is the person that contacted me. Ruth 75050579048, which is pretty optimistic. And yeah. What Ruth says, and I'm going to put it on the screen dead quick. Look, there's Ruth. There she is. Look, you can see it there. What Ruth says is, hi. Okay, composure, right? Hi, we need US and Canada sex toy testers. If you're interested, please DM me. Need an active PayPal account. Thank you. Have a nice day. Good news. Who would have thought that, hey? Who would have thought that would be a job offer I was going to get today? Definitely not me. They say that cryptocurrency doesn't lead to many different job offers. Well, guess what? It does. So don't let anyone tell you otherwise. All right. So I have unfortunately declined that offer. I don't feel like it's something that that aligns to this platform in terms of talking about cryptocurrency. I don't think it aligns to any of my normal 9-to-5 job either. So unfortunately, at this stage, I have had to decline. However, they have asked me if I knew anyone that would be interested in testing anything to do with animals, which I was a bit like, hey, don't think so. I'm not sure that anyone would, but anyway, but you'll have to work a week in hand. Yeah, pretty wild. I didn't even know that was a thing, by the way. Didn't even know that was a thing. So yeah, good news. Not too late to add. Yeah, no, can you imagine? That definitely wasn't on the 2-bit crypto bingo card for this year. Absolutely not. But anyway, it's there anyway. So yeah, good news. two. Oh, you guys are unbelievable. Right. Anyway, on that big announcement, let's talk about 4-year cycles. And is the 4-year cycle dead? We've talked about this a number of times, actually. We do support that. I mean, that's true, by the way. That is true. But yeah, I mean, I just didn't expect us to get that started. You know, who knows? Maybe I'll reach out to him and be like, oh, yeah. You know, I mean, fair enough if it's got to go there. Send the job link. You guys are unbelievable. Right. Let's move on. So look at this 4-year Bitcoin cycle. Liquidity is the new rule in crypto. And this absolutely probably aligns to the fact that we're seeing obviously this institutional movement of capital around, which I think is important. And I think the reality here is that we've been talking about this for a while, haven't we? We've been sort of saying, look, this is going to be very much around where is capital deployed? Where do people sit in terms of leveraging the market? What does that ultimately all play out as? And I think the reality is that we know where that's going to go. And we obviously have been tracking what's going on with it. The 7-day chart is still pretty optimistic, albeit we are expecting a more balanced approach. We have definitely seen a few more to the short side, but I still think the overall sentiment is definitely an uptrend in the market, which, like we said, is pretty bullish indeed. Set us up with that job offer 2-bit. Do you reckon? You guys up for it, yeah? Good to have options. I mean, that's true. That's true. You know, if it ever doesn't work out in here, then I know at least I can go and do something else. So, yeah, this obviously is very optimistic as how it plays out. And I think we follow a rule of liquidity. So what does it say? Well, look at this. The rising global liquidity is steering BTC's price, surpassing the impact of the 4-year cycle. Now, I haven't put it on for a while. I took it off, didn't I? Oh, that's annoying. We haven't put it up in here, but global liquidity continues to be strong. The traditional 4-year Bitcoin cycle, which follows halving events, is losing its impact across the market. Analyst Ash Crypto highlighted that the historical Bitcoin cycle used to contain 4 distinct stages: bear market, followed by accumulation, then a bull market, and finally the euphoria phase. Recent market trends suggest the Bitcoin price cycle becoming less predictable. And I think that's a fair statement. I think we're in that place. As institutions coming, yes, we sort of welcome them to a degree, and we're like, hey, BlackRock's here again, and BlackRock's buying. The reality is they've got more capital than probably most people realize. Therefore, they can grab a bigger proportion of the market. So I think, look, it's important to think about how this plays out. So my view, by the way, I think this could still play true. I think it depends on what those do, how those institutions play it. But the 4-year cycle could come back into action maybe this time it is different, as we've seen probably overzealous ETF purchases, as well as the whole market kind of the big new shiny ETF that's coming out, XRP, ETF, Ethereum, all the rest of it. So yeah, watch out for this one. Probably watch that one. So probably make more money than mining Casper, maybe. Gary says, I had to read that through to make sure that was okay. I went into an Adam and Eve store one time thinking it was a Christian bookstore. Walked in and it definitely was not. Turned around and walked out, but noticed they were having a sale. So, yeah, bought yourself a whip, some bondage gear, and something else. And the key thing, though, is did you pay in Bitcoin? Did you pay in crypto? Who knows? Who knows? Pretty wild if you think about it. But yeah, shout out to Gary for enjoying that time. I don't think they let you sample anything, do they? But anyway, watch out for this. This probably aligns to what we think. 4-year cycle, maybe not. Liquidity, probably. I think that's a fair assumption as to where we get to. So let's break down the key thing. Okay, let's talk about what everybody is talking about today. The US job growth. We sort of touched on this. We genuinely thought that PCE was going to come in good. We thought PCE would come in at 0%. It came in a bit more, about 0.3. So flat month on month, year on year, pretty boring. The US ADP employment report, though, did show an increase of 62,000 jobs, falling short of the expected 115. Okay, so not quite as many jobs has been created. The cost or the personal consumer expenditure, not quite as much. The consumer is still buying, though, in the US. This is important to reference, by the way. So we're absolutely not in any sort of risk of recession. I don't think we can rule it out. I think that's a fair statement. Many people would go, oh yeah, no, we're definitely not going into a recession. It's not possible, yada, yada, yada. You got to be kind of mindful that may be a thing. But the reality is that PCE did decline. We obviously see, therefore, no one expecting a rate cut coming. But June continues to grow in a potential rate cut setting. Obviously, the fact that the US jobs market came in a little bit lower, the lowest since July 2004, actually, therefore could influence financial markets by fostering expectations of a Federal Reserve policy adjustments. Remember, the two things the Fed is looking at, interest rates and jobs on the labor market. If you have a weakening labor market, they have to do something to stimulate that. How do you stimulate it? You bring the cost of things down. How do you do that? You basically remove interest rates. So this is why this could be a good news story. So look, US April ADP employment report showing that increase of 62,000 jobs falling short. The market's reaction often involves shifting attention towards macroeconomic indicators, with participants analyzing the potential rate cut impacts and liquidity conditions. In the scenario, cryptocurrencies could see an increased activity, although official statements from many opinion leaders and major project leaders regarding the updates are that, look, we're not near a recession and everything's kind of all right. The reality is, though, the Fed, therefore, could come in dovish, which would be very good for Bitcoin, very good for risk on assets as well, by the way. So you can see there, mixed US economic data is fueling speculation the Federal Reserve could adopt a more dovish stance on interest rates, potentially providing support for Bitcoin over other risky assets, the market analysts have said. And again, the data backs that up as well. You expect a June rate cut. That's going to be pretty optimistic. That definitely supports the market and would definitely send us higher for sure. And what does it actually look like? Well, look at this. Personal income increase to 116.8 billion, which is 0.5% on a monthly rate. March, according to estimates released today by the US Bureau of Economic Analysts. A disposable personal income, less personal current taxes increased by 102 billion, and actual personal consumer expenditure increased to 134.5 billion. So there is two ways to look at this. Yes, consumers are spending more money, which obviously is not great for interest rates as they're probably taking on a bit more debt. But if you're then in a trade war, as an example, and you have a market that is still very much demanding goods, you're in a pretty strong position, I think. Increase in current dollar personal income in March primarily reflected increase in the compensation and proprietary's income, as well as, look, March reflected increases across spending for goods and spending for services. And these are key things that there's played out. So you can see there how that all sort of works through. Motor vehicles and parts was the biggest one. Now, I mean, we could have a little kind of what do you think here? Does anyone know why we saw consumer spending spike specifically on vehicles and parts? Anyone know why? Just out of curiosity, by the way. Just out of curiosity. Anyone know why? ZBCN trying to break out, is it? Is it? ZBCN is... man, not really. It's a 0.4. I'd say Bitcoin's pushing harder than ZBCN right now. They are trying to dodge incoming tariff increase. See, Holmes on the... It's absolutely... Yeah, exactly that. Stockpile, parts, and supplies. We saw they all drive Subarus. So we saw planes and truckloads of parts and bits and bobs and all the rest of it coming in. And I think this is important to reference. So this is almost a spiked consumer spending because they're spending more. People were trying to, front run tariffs. They were obviously trying to front run potentials that were going to come in. So I didn't expect to see this. I thought we wouldn't see this kind of spike in there. But specifically, look how big that is. It's 4 times the other services, food services and accommodation, housing, which obviously we talked about in terms of CPI data. Interesting to think about. And then look, PCI as a percentage change across month over month, it is declining, just not as much as we wanted to. And I think that's important. Personal income related measures. This is obviously where risk assets do generally benefit. Real PCE at 0.7. That's when the Fed looks at. PC index, obviously percentage change didn't move overall. And then equally, you've seen their real disposable personal income actually went up 0.5. So a worsening picture for personal income, as well as, like I said, a worsening picture in terms of the real PCE number. So not ideal, but not ideal. But it does mean that people are spending. If you're, like I said, in a trade war or a tariff war specifically related to trade, you want a consumer market to be with you. And I think that's what they have. That's what I think Trump believes he's got, and I think that's why that'll give him some leverage when they want to go into battle. Just bear with me 1 second, by the way. Okay, I'm back. I just want to shut the curtains in case, the daddy long legs start flying in. And I'm not about that. I'm not about it. So, yeah, there we go. So that gives you a bit of a view of the news, as well as take a look at some of the technicals. And I think Bitcoin is looking in a pretty strong position right now. I think we're in a really good place in terms of what that looks like. We know ETF inflows are coming in. PCE, not quite what we wanted, but still optimistic on a macro level. I think that's totally fine. And like I said, I think the key will be over the course of the end of this week. Do we get some sort of trade deals lined in and rocking and rolling? Or do we not? And I think that could be a key thing. Do we then see something into the next week? There's not a lot coming from a macroeconomic stand next week. So again, keep your eyes peeled on how that plays out. So with that, if you got any questions or your questions, we can get into it. We can get and take your views. If not, we can take a little bit of a look at the DeFi market. We'll see what's going on over there. Anything that's worthwhile taking a peek at, and anything you guys want to talk about. So yeah, also, by the way, for all the crew on TikTok, if you've got anything that you want to talk about, by all means, we actually had a couple of interesting coins that were dropped on our radar yesterday. Again, if people have got a view, then we can absolutely get into it as well. So starting obviously at the top, we see a Marbitz sitting around 382K. Just under 91K in LP. We actually put a little bit into the LP with the sell-offs from yesterday. So we'll do something probably in Block Talk that isn't existing anymore. Hashing it out, by the way. And then we'll get into that. So yeah, do join us for that one. Let's have a look at Nexo. Don't forget, by the way, if you could do me a quick favor, head on to the bottom of the screen. Just tap that like button. Would massively help out, and I would appreciate it if you could as well. That would be super bullish from you. Did we look at this one yesterday? I feel like we looked at this yesterday. Not really doing too much. Still at $1.21 billion market cap. 155, so not doing crazy numbers, but still kind of looking all right. Not done long this season. Yeah, it is. It is Tomato Pete. That's not what we need. That's not what we need. I'm building Chevy trucks right now. Let's get it, Jig. I like it. I like it. Visa launches crypto stablecoin payments in Latin America. Interesting. Sato on base. Yeah, I'm talking to a meme coin project right now that is kind of feeling like they might launch something, so we'll see. Man, that looks like it's had a nice little run. Look at that. 4992 current price up 55%. That's pretty bullish. Pretty bullish. Also got Panama rumored to be creating a national strategic reserve. Yeah, there's been quite a few come through today. Quite a few in terms of just local states, I think, have gone through and have kind of signed in a strategic reserve that, yeah, I mean, it's pretty optimistic, isn't it? So, also mantra after burning, the total supplies down. Yeah, I mean, they need a bit more than just a burn. A burn's a bit of a gimmick, if you ask me. Just like, okay, we're going to burn some supply. I don't know where the supply came from. I don't know if they've removed it from exchanges. I don't know if it was just something they had, like a personal bag. But yeah, not really done much. Not really done much. So I think that they need a bit more. Personally, I think they need a bit more than just, okay, we're going to burn these tokens. And hey, get ready. Check out House again. The pump continues. Really? Man, that's nice. I like it. Did we check some of these yesterday? House. That one looks all right, cheese, that one. Oh, yeah, House gone. Man, up 31%. Still going. Still going. Man, that is pumping right now. $115 million market cap. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Probably stick that. We'll stick that on the list so we can keep an eye on that one. We should have put it on yesterday. Late summer, autumn, dead long leg season. You might get attacked by what? Feisty moth. Oh mate, I'd absolutely kick him off then if it comes in. Side season, big influence. Mention it now too. Interesting. $150 million market cap. That's pretty bullish. I think the buyback for Mantra is in the solution. Yeah, maybe. I think definitely doing something. Definitely doing something is a good idea. What's going on, Christine? Hey, to bet everyone in the chat. Welcome, Christine. What's going on? Welcome to you. Appreciate you. Potential to keep pumping. Yeah, like I've said this a while. Like there isn't really like a champions, people's champion right now in the markets. Like people want something. So yeah, I mean, look, that's interesting. That's moving. Like I said, I've got a couple that I'm just working through the let's say working through the dynamic of what that looks like. Oh my God, Owen invites me to co-host with one of the creators. I mean, imagine if I just went on there. I think I keep saying this, but maybe we'll do it in the maybe we'll do it in hashing it out. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, so there's a couple of ones coming through, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this one plays out. I don't think this is launched yet, if I'm honest, but it could be interesting. Could be interesting. So yeah, stick around, watch out. Might get bullish. Sympathy play to house. I mean, maybe. Land was a sympathy play that had a massive pump today before it dumped. Ooh, interesting. Oh, Mariam, what's going on? So it's going up. What is? Yeah, Bitcoin's going up right now. Look at this. Bitcoin's turned green for the day. It's actually up $600 since we went live. So many people believe that we can actually pump the price of Bitcoin. I'm not saying we can, by the way, but some people do think we can. So yeah. By the way, if you're watching on TikTok, do me a favor. Just tap the screen, lock some likes in. It doesn't cost you anything. And it does obviously help us just get that narrative out. We talk about cryptocurrency every day here, keeping you posted on what's going on in the markets. If you want to see your portfolio start to grow, then you need to make sure you're subscribed and you're following this channel. I'd highly recommend it. Just my opinion. Pi pumped and then dumped. Yeah, there's still some, like, watch Pi's up 5%. Like, keep your eye on Pi coin. Retested 20-day exponential moving average. No surprise. You're going to see a bit of volatility. There's an $11 million unlock on Pi as well that you need to be aware of. So, there'll be a little bit around that. Again, I think Pi coin, you're probably going to be in it for a longer play. Is my personal view, by the way. Just my personal view. I think how it's built, how the structure of that coin works. I don't think you're going to get this like flip in a month of like 100%. I don't think you're going to get it. Longer term, people still and traders still believe that could see $5. Again, hard to predict. But I think if you're getting into Pi right now, you need to be in a world of, okay, I'm just going to sit on this for probably 12 to 18 months. If you get a good bull market, community stays strong, look, it has a potential. I mean, the fact of the matter is it's back up of 60 cents. So, I mean, that's kind of all right. That's kind of all right, really, if you ask me. Green daily calls would be impressive considering today's news. Yeah, it would be wild. I think it looks like we will, by the way. BTC looks like it's got a bit of strength in it right now. So a green close would be wild, given the whole macro sort of news that came in, the sort of Trump stuff that's going on. Like, yeah, it'd be pretty crazy if we get a green day. And in my opinion, I've said it a number of times, green is green. And we are consolidating just below this. So in my opinion, loading for the next move, a break above, we're looking for 95,000. And that would be a good news. M2 suggests it would be green, 89%. Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember which one we were having on here. It's like global M2. But it's like, it's not the one you think it is. It's like a super boring one. Money. Is it this one? Maybe it's this one. Is it this one? Oh yeah, maybe it was actually 77. You had Dirty Hums. There we go. Although I still think that's not quite right. Anyway, we can sort of see it. You can see there that global M2 is continuing to rally and continuing to sort of go to the upside. And I think this will play out over the course of, certainly the next few weeks. So watch out for it. Set to 78 days, bro. I mean, does it really make that much difference? I mean, maybe it does. Maybe it does, Al. I bet it doesn't. Yeah, literally doesn't make a single bit of difference, Al. The US stock market didn't end too bad. Yeah, considering they opened, I think the NASDAQ was going to open 300 points behind. Like, yeah, the stock market was going to open bad. So, yeah, to sort of get to where we've got to, do you know what? I'll take that. I absolutely will take that. So, yeah, keep your eyes peeled on the old global M2, as well as kind of what we're seeing in the crypto market. All starting to get pretty interesting in my opinion. All starting to get pretty interesting. M2 suggests it would be good. Yeah, I think we've said that, haven't we? So, yeah, I think we've said that. So, by the way, if you do have any questions, feel free to ask. We can bring them up. If you're into a DeFi play and you want us to take a look at it, we take a look at it. Toshi is on the cards. What's Toshi doing right now? Down, but not out. Maybe not. I don't know. 100K in volume. Yeah, I don't know if I'd be messing around with that. Just my personal opinion, by the way. I mean, that is a hard fought battle to get back up to there. Maybe it does something, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I don't know if I would be interested in playing this right now, specifically as a meme coin. I mean, still doing good volume, by the way, but yeah, tough one to ride out potentially. Tough one to ride out. It was a nice one. Some think I'll continue on to 100 million, but I'm not sure. I mean, maybe Tim. Toilet on Sui. I mean, yeah, I still kind of feel like I want to get into a Sui play, but yeah, haven't yet, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Don't forget, by the way, do hit the like button. Massively helps out the channel. If you already haven't subscribed as well, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like I said, we've got some crazy stuff going on at the minute. I used to have an intro for this live stream that I've had for 3.5 years, and I think someone bought it and bought the rights to it, and now they're demonetizing every bloody video I've got, literally going back years. It's crazy. So YouTube's been dead weird at the minute. So again, if you could just smash that like button, even if you don't normally do it, tap the like button. It just helps out the channel. Just lets YouTube know that, hey, this is a live stream worth watching. And that would be greatly appreciated if you guys could do that. Yeah. Yeah. It's proper crazy. Like super crazy. I email every day like, oh, you can't watch this video. This is going to be demonetized. And it's like Terra Luna Classic Breakout. And you're like, that was literally 2.5 years ago. Like, what? What do you mean? No one's even watching that live stream anymore. No one cares about a live stream I did 2.5 years ago. Anyway, absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Bro, I want to buy CTF token. Crack on then. I haven't checked. We've ended our partnership, myself and CTF token. Look, I think they had some good stuff lined up, but if you are interested in doing it, then by all means crack on. I think it's on MEXC, but you'd have to double check. Remember though, this is on your purchase only. But yeah, check it out. That's what I would say. But just be comfortable with your purchase. Yeah. So I was having a look to see if they've how far they've actually gone back. They've not got to the Crypto Cowboy video yet. I can't remember. Can you remember when we started doing the? Can't remember when we started actually having the music on. Can't remember. USDC announced plans to launch a US stablecoin this year. That's wild. Wild. La, 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 la. Thanks for replying. I thought you reply. Hey, no dramas. No dramas. This isn't your typical, YouTube live stream where the guy that's live just doesn't even speak to the people that are supporting the channel. We got you covered here. We got you covered on this channel. Don't you worry about it. You got something you want to ask? We'll answer it the best we can. If I can't, then the community will. So they literally, oh my God, they've gone back to September. Let me tell you. So this is the last one they did. September the 19th, 2022. I mean, ridiculous. Been watching that closely. I'll keep teasing me. A big move. Yeah, Arrow USD looks absolutely macro bullish. Do you know what I mean? Got to keep your eye on Arrow USD. That thing's going to go crazy. Oh, dear me. Thing is, I can't be bothered to go back through it. I probably should. Go through and sort them all out, but just can't be bothered. Can't be bothered. But yeah, I should. It's interesting, So a lot of my videos yesterday were doing really, really well. I've obviously had 11 of these copyright infringements, we call them. And then my videos today have been rubbish. The live stream right now, just loads of people just obviously didn't get the notification. YouTube's such a weird platform sometimes. But hey, less of me whinging. Less whinging, more talking. Breakout will explode. You guys still talking about RSUSD. Oh, dear me. Get out of here. I don't know if I get anything from mine. I just don't know if I would be that bothered about it, to be honest. But hey, just my opinion. I gave up years ago. Nadar, tiny amount left. What's that says? To Pete, I'm on the edge of giving up. Seriously, what's that for? Are Lunk still going? Yeah, I think it's still going. I think they've ignited the whole governance situation and stuff. But the trouble I've got with it, and it's why I don't really cover it anymore, it's just the same old people talking the same old nonsense, and it's not really doing anything. And I'm like, nah, I'm probably not asked anymore. So like, I'm not particularly calling out this individual at all, but I know that they're back talking about it like every single day, and it's like, not sure. Again, I'm not hating on this, I'm not hating on this person, but, Believes is shilling. Well, I say shilling. Believes is talking a lot about Lunar Classic again. It's just fine. Like, I don't even know what's the price of it right now. Lunk. Spot crypto DeFi. What's it at? I mean, it's not horrendous, but I mean, it's definitely not ideal, is it? I mean, it's about as low as it's been since 23. So yeah, it's about as. I didn't even realize. I shouldn't laugh, really. I shouldn't laugh, actually. That's not professional of me, but it is about as low as it was in basically after the crash, right? Yeah. So the bottom after it bottomed is pretty much where it is right now. Yeah, I can't get behind it. If yeah, I still have it. Yeah, I still have it. Like, it's just. I think I said on the stream, I was like, look, I'm in it, and that's it. So yeah, I'm just waiting for the bull run, then sell. I mean, maybe, yeah, maybe. Interesting. I was actually thinking about this earlier. I was gonna trash talk someone else tonight, but I'm not gonna now. I don't think it's a good idea. I was gonna though. I think I've told you this before. I often watch other influencers' videos, right? And I watched one today, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, I could literally go to town on this person, but I'm not going to. Anyway, ETH is a massive buy. Could do an 8 to 10x from here. Think about it. Yeah, I think ETH has got a potential. I think this new upgrade, we've got to wait and see. The reality is, though, it is the worst performing altcoin of this bull market cycle. So yeah, it's kind of a bit annoying, if I'm honest. It is kind of a bit annoying, but yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is, in my opinion. So yeah. Was it Jack? No, it wasn't Jack. It was going to be somebody. So someone did a video today where they talked specifically about their software that gives you buy and sell orders, and it's the best software in the world. And guess what? It's fucking nonsense. It doesn't do that. It can't do it. I don't care what they say. And actually, the video is in fact, let me find it. Right, let me find what this video says. I'm not going to play it, but I would. I think I might do it. I might do it in the X space because it's funny, isn't it? It's funny, but literally, right? Let me just find it. Let me find it. Here it is. Right. So this is the title of the video, right? This is the title of the video. It says XRP might go down a lot today. Here's why. And the thumbnail says XRP dropping today. Find out why. Do you know in the first 30 seconds of the video, this individual says, it's not really an XRP video. You're like, yeah, get you. I see what you've done. And then they talk about their software and how it predicts the markets. And it doesn't predict anything. Like, nothing. Like, it just winds me up. It actually winds me up. I shouldn't watch these people's videos because it just gets me really frustrated. But can't help myself. It's like a dirty secret. I'm bullish on the rebrand of Daddy. Is he actually rebranding it? What is Rodney? Where does it all going in? Is it all on like his X account or what? Look, I'll be dead. Would be dead curious as to that. Dead curious. Where's it at? So it's doing 2K in volume. Let's have a look. What's the rebrand coming in as? Ripple Buying Circle. They tried to. Daddy is coming back stronger than ever. Don't say we didn't warn you. Stay tuned. Right, okay. So it's a rebrand. Anyone, what is it? What is like? It's going to be thing. I mean, look, we'll see, I guess. See what happens. See what happens. We wish them success, as always. As always. But yeah, I mean, look, I'll be dead curious as to watch what happens with it. At the minute, it's running volume bots, isn't it? You can see how it's running that. I mean, it must have had some buys coming in, for sure. $600. So, yeah, look, again, I hope it does well. We'll certainly keep an eye on that. It's up. Well, it's down on the day, but you'll see. But is the Bevo coin launched? We looked at that the other night, didn't we? Bevo coin. No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Like I said. Their magic software runs on magic. What? What? Oh yeah, the ETH could absolutely do that. Yeah, I mean, watch out. ETH could do something, definitely. I still am in a world where I think ETH is worth having. I did reposition it. I think Holmes and I spoke about that. So I did reposition some capital and was a bit like, look, I think some others might do it, but yeah. Hoctor coin, absolutely donezo. That's never coming back. Never. It's like Libra coin. That's never coming back either. They're all donezo. I mean, like I said, fair play if he's going to try and work it. Like I said, I'll be curious to see how it all plays out. Definitely curious to see how it works through. So, yeah, I guess you never know. You never know is what I would say. I am curious as to these. I just wonder what volume bot they use. Not that I'm going to volume bot Marbitz, by the way. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just curious. I'm just curious. XRP, let's go. Hamden in the house. What's going on, buddy? I used X1 Algo for a while. It was good training. Fair play. You still don't use it anymore, though? X1 Algo. Yeah, interesting. What happened to the FIFA official token? I think it was doing pretty well, actually. I feel like it was doing something. I don't know what, but yeah, I feel like it was doing something. So, yeah. It's ass cracking who's see going. It should be. It should be, and I don't know why it's not. That's all I would say. FIFA, oh, is it not? Okay, not official. That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me at all, actually. So just looking at this thing on Daddy, why does some of it go to Brett? Some of it goes to Crash Coin, like it buys a little bit of that. Is that like a Treasury DAO thing or something they've got? Like, what is that? Wrapped Ether to Crypto Journeys Daddy. Sent that, received that, sent that, received that. Crash, Brett. There's all sorts of crazy stuff. All sorts of crazy stuff. Who would have thought that, hey? Anyway, BTC looking strong. We want to see BTC continue to push. I'm down for it. Who would have thought, hey, coming live on this live stream earlier on that we'd get a nice little move on BTC, but it's looking like it's playing out that way. Like, I'm down for it. We're here for it. I'm all about making that money. Bullish on the bit and bullish on the move as well. So we're all down for that for sure. For sure, mate. Tavapi, they are trying to crack the top 10,000. What's that for? Oh yeah, this like something's pretty wild on there anyway. There must be some sort of project that does it, or some sort of mechanism that's doing it. So anyway, ask Krakinu 2-bit. Do you reckon that's like a thing? Yeah. I just don't know if it is. I don't know if it is. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Anyway. If you got any questions, by the way, feel free to ask them. We'll try and answer them the best we can. Again, important that you absolutely are dialed into this market. Again, Bitcoin is kind of moving right now. You know, it's kind of moving. Like, I'm down for it. We're down for it. What if you can use FIFA tokens and concession stands again? I mean, that'd be pretty wild if you could. That would be pretty wild if you could, in my opinion. Oh, dear me. No, I don't need it. It was turning it on and off, starting to see the dynamics. Also, screenshot charts and use Grok. Fair play. Fair play. I mean, yeah, they like buy and sell orders. You can literally code that. You can probably do it as just an indicator. Buy and sell. Yeah, so you can literally get buy and sell signals on the chart. I haven't got a advanced package, so I can't see it. But yeah, it's pretty interesting as it plays out. What's going on, Foz? Good to see you, man. Welcome. Don't forget, by the way, if you're on TikTok, just tap in a few more of those likes, please. That would be appreciated. Also, the fam on YouTube, do me a favor, hit that like button. Again, really appreciate it, as always. What's that space about? Anything specific? What's the space about? Just general chit-chat. We haven't really got anything lined up, to be honest. Just a general chinwag. So come in, ask us a few questions. We'll talk about the markets. Yeah, just generally hang out for an hour. Last time, I think Lounge came in. A few people came in. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know how many people are going. If you are interested to get involved, though, head on over. Let me just drop the link so you guys can see it. Here it is. Look. Come and join us. 10:35. Not long. Here's us as well. Look. We're 2-bit. 2-bit's live. Bullish. So yeah, come and join us. It'll be good. It'll be good fun, actually, as always. Always good to kind of have a chinwag with Vern about the markets. I think Waddy came in last week. Crypto Lounge came in last week. A few other people came in last week. So look at this. Glenn just sent a heart. Thanks, Glenn. Came up with join my team or something. So thanks for that. Who would have thought that, hey? Who would have thought that? Bullish. What do you think of Layer? Yeah, I don't know about Layer. Oh, Exxon Algo at the beginning. I did get lucky trade. Make 30%. Nice. Nice. Down for it. Down for it. But yeah, like I said, Tim, we'll just kind of get into a bit of everything. We'll get into a bit of whatever it is, and we'll sort of see how that all plays out. So yeah, get involved. Thanks for the GGs, Glenn. It did some sort of achievement thing. That's why I put it on there. So hopefully this is kind of all the stuff you've got to do on TikTok to get this thing moving, because it's kind of grindy at the minute, but we'll get there. The fact that I'm already live stream anyway, it doesn't really make much difference. So shout out to Glenn for being super bullish. Appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate it. We can take a look at Layer. But yeah, I've got 2 coins I'm working on trying to get some promotional stuff through. So yeah, watch out. We might be doing something sooner rather than later, which would be pretty cool. So yeah. Layer. This one? It's at $600 million market cap. That's wild, actually. Man, it's still moving as well. Still moving as well. Fair play. I don't know much about it, though. I couldn't really give you an honest opinion. I don't know. I just don't know enough about it. But apparently it's done $20 million in volume. Jesus, that's Christ. It's Wednesday, Crackerjack. We don't do race on a Wednesday. We'll be doing one tomorrow. We were going to do a Marbitz one last night, but then like loads of people sold. So yeah, tomorrow we'll be doing one, which we'll do the like Ethereum-based one tomorrow. And then Sunday, we will probably do like a community one or something. If I can just get these couple of projects over the line, then we could probably do something with those. So yeah, we'll do an ETH-based one tomorrow though. So basically, you put ETH in, and then we'll proportion it out to the winner. So we'll do that tomorrow. But yeah, Wednesday we don't normally do it anyway. And then Sunday we'll do something. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been off for a week. It's all good, Crackerjack. And then yeah, we'll do something Sunday. I feel like it's been a while, so we'll do something Sunday as well, which will be bullish. So yeah, whether what that will be at the minute, I don't know. But look out. But you better be here tomorrow. Definitely be worth it. And other people have sold. You think? And other people here sold, you think? No, I know some people did. Just look, it's fine. Like I'm not calling anyone out. It's like it's life. It's what it is. Just feels very coincidental that we were going to do like an ETH one yesterday, and then like loads of stuff sold on the chart. So, it is what it is. Like I said, can't be in a world where I'm going to be like, oh my god, like this is it. It's the end. Like I'm still relatively comfortable where we are, right? I'm not going to lie and say it's not frustrating. I'm not going to lie and say that I am not frustrated. But at the same time, you know, we had a bit of selling pressure, which is fine. We're still holding over $91,000 in liquidity. Yeah, our market ratio's down 380k. Okay, fine. Let's not worry about market cap. Let's worry about how we drive volume, how we drive engagement. There's an argument at the minute, and there's a discussion going on that do we engage burning mechanisms on it? Do we move? And I'm sort of in a world, by the way. There's a couple of things coming up, and I said I would touch on it, so I'll do it now. Equally, I'll probably touch on it in the space as well. I'm probably in a world where I'm a bit like, look, we probably need to move on the taxes and get the taxes down to probably 1 and 1 or 0 and 2. We just need to make that happen. I think the 90-day unlocks on staking, let's see if anything happens at that. People might just go, right, yeah, I'm done with this and I'm out. Okay, fine. I think we probably need to wait and see and then do it. I don't think there's any point trying to push too hard at the minute because we could get loads of investment. We could start to see things move and then all of a sudden all the 90-day unlocks and everyone dumps and it's kind of done. So the minute we sort of see, but I think we could turn a burn mechanism on. That would be kind of cool, I think, at the same time, as well as dropping taxes. I think that would be good as well. But the reality here is that, look, if we were a meme coin, we'd already be dead. And I think we've ride the market out. My view would still be back to all-time high, gets us back to probably over 500,000, maybe 600k, which is fine. And I know projects that have rallied up to like 1.2, dumped all the way back down and are way below us. So, you know, right now, volume is on the list. Volume's on the menu. That's where we want to get to. So that's absolutely our agenda and our drive. So yeah, stick around for that as well. Right, everybody. I'm conscious in the interest of time and obviously hashing it out live in 35 minutes on X. I am out of here. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow night, 4 p.m. Eastern. If you could do me a favor, smash up the like button to a brand new all-time high and drop a comment down below. Let's make sure the YouTube algorithm absolutely knows that this is a channel worth watching. But until tomorrow, catch you guys on the flip side.